Okay, so why become a police officer? One of the biggest things he talked about in my class today is job security. A lot of people like this because, I mean, we're always going to need law enforcement. We're always going to need police officers, so it's a stable job to have. And another one of the big aspects is to help people. It is a social welfare position, so it's an attractive job to people who want to help people. Otherwise, excitement, prestige, variety of work. All right, the actual job. So the first thing I remember having when I took this class, okay, so I took this class when I was a freshman and I'm a junior now, so I remember him talking about this first thing forever. He just talked about it so much and emphasized how important it is, so there will definitely be a question about working personality. You just need to know that it is shaped by danger and authority. So that kind of means you develop this new personality called a working personality once you're a police officer, and it's shaped and influenced by the danger you're around and the authority you're around. So, I mean, pretty simple. That's important to know. And then the police subculture, you're just a subculture is just like a group in society that shares values, beliefs, and attitudes. So police, they're their own little subculture. And then police morality, you build a strong sense of morale, obviously, since you're constantly fighting crime. People who tend to be kind of like troublemakers in high school or college and then become police officers kind of shape up after that. And then finally, police isolation. So that's kind of like anytime you bring up, well, a lot of times, especially with my friends, since everybody's just like, oh, I got a drinking ticket, I hate cops, or something like that. Everybody knows somebody who hates cops, so there's always going to be that police isolation. You want to avoid them, stuff like that. You don't like them because of this or that, and you don't want to be around them because of this and that, stuff like that. So you're constantly isolated. People think you're intimidating. People think you're mean. Excuse me. So that's that. Okay, it's also a very stressful job. There's internal stress and external stress. So internal is kind of like the examples listed, like depression, self-medication. It really messes with your mind. It can really mess with your mind. External, that's just the stress that you're going to see from day to day, like seeing someone shoot someone. That can't be easy. That obviously is going to cause stress. So this does very often, unfortunately, lead to the things listed below. And then something I forgot to include on here that he talked about is who is likely to become police officers. So that's typically like lower middle class individuals and like younger males. It's most attractive to those groups of people. And people who wouldn't become police officers, he emphasized either like disabled or overweight individuals, or rich people probably wouldn't. Yeah, so just knowing a couple of those basic facts about who would and wouldn't is also important. Okay. Patrol. So patrol is when you might be on like the special unit of patrolling, so you're driving around in the car and looking at things and trying to find things, or listening to calls for service. So that's patrol, and this is 2/3 of police personnel, and they follow a routine squad patrol, and they investigate crime, traffic accidents, and incidents. Pretty much the same word. I don't know why I typed that. And then there are a couple issues. I think this is the last slide. Yeah. Okay. Issues in patrolling. assignment of personnel, like where to go, preventive patrol, hotspots. This is like when there are certain spots in the neighborhood that have more crime, or certain neighborhoods that have more crime than others, so they might focus on that and not focus on other areas, and then the crime can happen in the other area while they weren't focused on it. Response time, whether you're patrolling on foot or in car, response time always differs. Oh, just like that, foot versus more rich, and one person versus two people. Sometimes you're the only one in the car and you can't handle a situation by yourself. Sometimes there's two people in the car. And aggressive patrol. Every cop is different. Everyone's going to exercise discretion differently. So there's a lot of variations to patrolling. All right, so that was the last slide. If there's any questions, you can type them in the chat box.